Hey, what's up everybody? I'm just gonna wait just for a few minutes just for everything to kind of pop in. So today we are actually going to be doing, let me turn this music down, it's a little too loud. But today we're going to be doing a little bit of
Hey, what's up,
anatomy
everybody?
practice. So
I'm just gonna wait just for a few minutes just for everything to.
sorry, you're probably gonna hear an echo. So I'm getting everything set up. So in today's practice, I'll probably do a little bit less talking, a little bit more drawing. Hey there, Andrew. Yeah, a little less talking, a little more drawing. And if y'all have questions, just pop them up. I will answer as I go. Hopefully everybody's practice has been going good the past week. All right. Let's get started. In 1 second, sorry. Sorry. There it goes. All right. Let's get it going. So this is all from imagination today. So I'm just going to start off with like a rough skeleton, and then I'm going to transition into doing muscles. Welcome to the people that are rolling in. Oh my gosh. I'm going to go kind of simple at first and then maybe try doing something a little bit more advanced as I go with some like foreshortening and stuff like that. I'm only going to be doing torso muscles for today. I'm not comfortable enough yet with the positioning of upper arm muscles to add that, but I will eventually add that. Alright, so let me get one more bone structure in over here, and then I will start with muscles. If anybody has any questions about like where the muscles and stuff are placed, like which bones they're attached to or whatnot, just ask and I will do my best to answer. I'm also still learning these. Let's see here. So this is the midway point. Let me try to do one that's a little twisted. Actually, I'm also going to change my brush. Nope, okay. Alright, let's do the pelvis kind of facing towards us a little bit. How's the sound, everybody? If y'all can hear me. Just give me a okay or not okay in the chat. Just want to make sure the sound's alright. Get the volume up on this just a little bit. Alright. Just going to shrink this pelvis down just a little bit. Alright, and this is going to be going more this way. Alright, so I think that's good enough for us to start. Cool, thanks Andrew. I think that's going to be good enough for us to start on the muscle anatomy. I just got to throw in a collarbone here. I'm going to pull this one up a little bit. Alright, so let's get started on the muscles. Alright, so we'll start here. I'm going to label the muscles as we go, and I will draw them in different views. Or not different views, but I'll draw each one as I go in each view, and then I will move on from that. So let's change our color. Here, let me just do this really fast. Cool. Get this out of here. Go to the brush. We are good to go. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start with this. Alright, and we will go ahead and draw it on this side as well. Alright, so that is the pecs in these two views. So now we'll add, let's do the deltoids. I don't like this color too much. It's kind of like, ooh, whoops. Yeah, that's better. Maybe do a slightly darker red. That's a little better. Alright, I'm going to also do the connections. So if you get somebody that's like super duper ripped, this is something that you'll see, is these like little lines that go from where the muscle kind of originates and where it goes to. So like it originates along the collarbone and goes to the femur, or not the femur, the humerus, and the same thing, like the muscle kind of stretches across that way. Alright. So let's do the delts next. The delts have like a triangular, like not triangular, but like more like a pyramid shape. I'm gonna actually get rid of the pecs for now while I'm doing that. So you get like these three shapes that come with the delts. The delts also go about halfway down the humerus, and they start on this collarbone here. Let me clean that up just a little bit. They wrap around. They also attach, and I forgot to draw it, to the scapula. You won't really be able to see it from this angle. Let me do one more thing. Cool. So the deltoid has three separate parts to it. There's like three heads, and they are just as I described them. Like, one attaches from the collarbone, the other one is, it kind of actually does a little bit of both. You're gonna get something like this for the main head, and then you get one that attaches from the scapula in the back. And they're going to connect this way. Alright, so that is that side. Let's go ahead over here. So this side's a little tricky. I'm acting as if this bone is kind of tilted this way. And this one is kind of tilted this way. So on this side, sorry, let me fix this, it's bothering me. So on this side over here, this is like as if the hand is also facing like towards his head almost. So his palm is like inwards towards his body, and on this one the palm is facing that way. I actually could lengthen this one a little bit. Maybe about there. Alright. So the delt on this side, it wraps around to here. Oops, let me change my color. It's going to wrap around to here where the big head is. And remember, the big head kind of originates right here and right here. So you're going to get something like this. Circle right here. And then you get from the scapula back. So it's going to wrap up like this, kind of. And in the back, you're not going to really... Oh, I guess a little bit back here from the back head. And in the front right here, you're going to get something like that. So, let me go ahead and fill that in. Alright, it'll be something like that. Sorry, this one's a little sloppier. I'm going to have to check my reference on this afterwards because I know it's slightly off. But it's going to be around about that. So now we get the pecs and the delts. I am going to erase back some of this because the pec is actually going to be the thing that comes over the top. You would see that. You wouldn't see the delt in front of the pec on this angle. Alright. So now I'm going to go ahead and go back through. I'm going to take away the pec, go back through and do this part of the delt. I'm going to actually pull this in just slightly because I think it's a little too far away from the body. Yeah, that's a little better, I think. Let's go back here. So I'm imagining the arm is facing like slightly towards us, so the delt on this side, this one would hook in like that. Oh, sorry. It would actually hook something like this, and this piece would come down like that. It would wrap around just a little bit, and then the back part of this front head would be something like this, and then we would get a little bit of this over here. This side would be something like this. I'm going to actually wait for a second. Yeah, I was about to say, you're not going to see too much of this part, this head of this pec on this angle. I mean, not pec, this delt on this angle, just because it's going to be obscured by the pec right here. So let's go ahead and fill this in. Just gonna redraw that line. And let's put the delt below. Erase back a little bit of the pec. There's like this relationship right here with the pec and the delt, and typically I didn't do a good job of drawing this, but typically there's this small gap right about here where the pec and the delt are like, there's like a small gap. You can actually feel it if you are muscular enough. You'll be able to actually feel this small gap. Well, oops, that's not what I wanted to do right there. Alright, so we got that piece pretty much done. I'm going to go ahead and add my next layer. Let's do the sternocleido, I don't know if I'm spelling this right, mastoids. So this is your neck muscle. Starts off up here and wraps around like that. Really simple. Starts in the back of the head, wraps around like this. Same on this side, and it attaches right here where your clavicle is. And that is that for those. Alright. Let's do the trapezius really fast. Alright, so trapezius and the front views like this is what's going to give you the silhouette right here. And that silhouette's really important to get right. So there's this, like, if you were to look at it in the front, the trapezius doesn't just go like that. It kind of has this, like, hook shape, right? Or not hook, but kind of like pulls down a little bit before it goes to that connection point between your clavicle or your collarbone and the scapula. And it gives you a little bit of a bump in the silhouette of your characters. Oh, sorry. And then there is this like relationship between your trapezius and the delt. Because the trapezius, it's really a back muscle, but we see some of it from front view, and it attaches itself along the front head of the deltoid. So you get this, like, relationship between the two, like that. All right. Next, we can do the let's do the Latissimus Dorsi. That is your lats. They're actually going to go way in the back because they are a back muscle. So these actually give you a lot of silhouette for your character. Oh, did I actually accidentally draw a lot of that on the bone? Oh, I did. Yikes. I'll go back through and correct that in a minute. But, so your lats in the back, they connect here, basically, right on your femur. Or femur. I keep calling it a femur. Right on your humerus. And then they go down basically into your tailbone. So you're gonna get something like this. And you'll see in just a bit why it's so important, because it really impacts the silhouette of your character. I need to fix my mistake here really fast because that is going to bug me. Let me think here. Yeah, not only is it here, let me just erase away. Alright, it's a little better. So let me pull back everything that was there. So I'm actually going to create a slightly darker color now for the lat. because it's so far back that it needs to be given some kind of shading. So yeah, it's going to look like this, and you'll see how much it impacts the silhouette of your character as we get closer to the end of the torso anatomy. Alright. Let's now add, let's go ahead and do the abdominal muscles really fast. So the abdominal muscles are pretty easy, really. I think people make them a little bit more confusing than they actually are. So as you can see, I have this line here on this, and I'm gonna start with a more actually no, let me start over here. So here, the line is going to look something like this, the midline. It's going to go in and then go back out. The reason why it goes in right here is because there's nothing pushing against it. Here there is, this might be a little bit thin on this side. Let me, oops, let me put this below. So I do it again? No, okay. So the reason why it's important, I wonder why this is, give me 1 second, sorry. Did I really just do that again? Sorry, I gotta erase this back a little bit. Alright, sorry, back to the abdominal muscle. So the reason why it dips in and then comes back out like that is because here we have the rib cage that's pushing it outwards, and here there's nothing pushing out, and then here we have the pelvis pushing it out again, so you get this like little S curve right in here. Oh, my perspective is off. But yeah, you get that little S curve right here because of that. And that is how simple the abdominal muscles really are. The only other thing is that they actually come up a little bit past where the pectoral muscles are. And as you can see, like for this, I have a line already sketched out for me. It's a little off, so I'm just going to draw right next to it. But the body is twisted, so your abdominal muscles are going to follow that twist. But other than that, man, it's it. So you get a line here. Up towards here, it's going to curve upwards just slightly. Oops, it's a little off. Then you're going to get one more. And then you got 2, 4, 6, 8. Some people might have a 10 pack if they're super duper ripped, but we're not going to worry about that here. our character is normal ripped. Oops. Forgot to draw in this part. Alrighty, so we are done with the abdominal muscles. Let's go ahead and add, I think, the last muscle actually for this front group, which is the obliques. This is going to go right here. I'm going to actually go ahead and get rid of everything so I can show you the obliques. Did I still do that again? Oh my gosh, I did. Oh, never mind, I just didn't erase. Let me erase this out a little bit more. I will redraw. So goofy when it comes to the the layers, man. I always mess up my layers like this. This arm would be a little bit longer. This is off. Okay. Let me see if the delt, yeah, the delt on this side needs to be fixed. Oh boy, I'm so goofy sometimes. How many times am I gonna draw the delt in this one, people? Yeah, the pec. Let me pull that up really fast. Yeah, the pec's going to cover that. Alrighty. Alright, so back to the obliques. Obliques are super easy too. They are just going to follow this line here. Oh, this is the second to last muscle, sorry. And pop out. You can even make it go a little bit more than that. So something like that. And they actually go all the way to the middle, I believe. But you're not going to see this part of the obliques in here just because, you know, you already have your abdominal muscles covering that area up. But we will cover it. Oops. The obliques also have this, like, they kind of go inwards like this. If I actually close this off, I can just fill, which is what I will do. Cool. So this part of the obliques is actually going to be erased away just a little bit. Okay, so we got abdominal pecs. Actually no, my bad. I made a mistake. This is all going to be filled in for now. Then we're going to get to our actual last muscle for this part of the video. Then I might do a few gesture drawings. after I check my anatomy. Oh, let me do this side. It's the same thing. It's going to travel along this bone of your pelvis. Go in, and then let me whoops. Oh no. So it's closed, not closed properly. So, oh, I know what's wrong. It's this side. All right. So, the last muscle is called the serratus anterior muscle. So that's actually going to cut into our obliques a little bit. So the obliques, if you go about midway down the chest and make a swooping line like this, this is where it gets cut off. So this piece right here from the obliques is gone. I'm not going to worry about this side just because you wouldn't really see the muscle on that side that we're getting ready to draw. On this though, you will. Just a little bit. It's going to peek through. Alright. So let's go ahead and add our serratus anterior muscles. So, these muscles just lie right on top of the ribs. And they kind of are shaped like this. And they go up. Just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and color this in. Alright, so now the obliques are going to get this kind of striation just because of where they originate from and stuff, but they go directly off of the serratus anterior muscles. Alright, so that was all of the muscle groups for the front of the body. So as you can see, I was talking earlier about the Latissimus Dorsi, and you can kind of see this one might be a little bit too large, so I'm going to actually cut back on that a little bit. It's probably more like that. Maybe. I think that this needs to be pushed out. So I might do that. But anyways, you can see the Latissimus Dorsi really impacts the silhouette of your characters. If you have a really, really developed one, you can kind of look like a Ninja Turtle. It could be like really wide in the back. But yeah, that is pretty much all of the muscles. I'm going to take this though and pull it out just a little bit. Yeah, that feels a little more accurate. So let me go back through color in this section right here. And then these muscles are going to curve back this way. Follow the ribs, and let's clean this up a little bit. Perfect. Alright. I would say on this side too, my Latissimus Dorsi a little big. There it goes. Alrighty, so that is the major muscle groups for the front, their attachment points, and how to draw them. I'm probably going to, let me see how long the stream has been going for. About 40 minutes. I'll probably do a few like rough like heads and stuff like that in perspective, just because I haven't practiced those in a few days. But as far as this part of the segment is concerned, I am completed. So let's do, and this I'm going to use from reference. I would pull up the reference on here, but I'm going to be using it on my phone, so I apologize. Maybe the next time I will put up a few examples as I'm going through, and we can just do head practice together. All right. Alrighty, that is one head down. Let's see how long it takes me to get to, I'll try to get like 5 heads in, and then we'll check to see that the time is, and then I'll keep going if I got more time. I'll probably try to end the stream at around 5-ish, maybe 5:10. Alright, so let's do another angle. Let's go here. Should also be like, as you're doing these kinds of practices, you should be challenging yourself to make as little or as few lines as possible. The reason why that is helpful is because the less lines you take to make a specific thing, the quicker you're going to be able to do it, but also you'll be able to retain that information a little bit better. So that's something to think about. Alright, let's do a little bit more of an extreme view here. It's not a very good circle. A little better. This part of the head right here is so important to get right. If you can get this right, you can draw it any way you want, this head, any way you want. This line's a little more like this. You know what I forgot to do is I forgot to chop a little bit off this side here. There it goes. It's a little better. Seems a little flat now. Alright, not perfect, but we'll move on. Let's do an extreme or a more extreme up view. So the thing about up views that's really hard is actually the jawline, because you get something that looks kind of like this, and it wraps around a little bit like that. I forgot to add my ears. I was wondering why the heads were looking funny. Didn't have any ears on them. So yeah, that's something that, you know, use a lot of reference to get that right, because I know I sure do. And I still can't get it right half the time. The one thing about Loomis method that you should think about is, oops, what in the world? That was weird. One thing about Loomis method that you should think about is this part of the head. Loomis method doesn't really capture that part of the head very well, because it's more straight up and down than a straight ball, because of the way our foreheads are. So that's something to think about. Alright, next. Have I done this view already? A little bit, but I can do it better. Oops, no. Alright, so let's do some angles that I think are pretty difficult, which are barely like leaning one way or another, but front facing view. Right, I can get rid of this now. 1 second, people, sorry. Oh, okay. Let me redo this circle. That's a little off. Alrighty. This head is okay, it's just a little crooked. It's one thing I need to continue to work on. Alright, that is another head done. I'm going to try to draw a few of these just without reference. I'm going to do one more like this, one more like that, and one more somewhat like this, but maybe facing a little further down, and then I'll probably wrap up the stream. Andrew, I appreciate you sticking around the entire time, but always makes me happy to be able to talk to somebody while I'm doing the streams, so I appreciate it. Alright, so let's start with this one. I'm going to make it face a little bit more towards... I could probably get away with doing a little more than that. Doesn't look too terrible. Alright, so let's go and let's do this one next. I will mirror it though. I'll have him facing the other way. Struggling with the jaw on this one. Let's see here. It's gonna go back like that and then come up, which is telling me that this circle is just not big enough. This is gonna go in and back. this is going to be wrapping around a little bit more than that. Something like that. Alrighty. And let's do another view like that. And I will wrap up. Oh man, making pretty good time on the heads, but I'll probably draw one more just to get an even 10. But this is pretty good. I got 8 heads in about 10 minutes. It's not bad at all. Alright, so I'm going to do this view but facing the opposite direction. So, Andrew, you said the only problem that I have with anatomy is that when I draw characters, it makes me feel that they are pretty strong, but that is going to fix itself over time. Do you mean like all your characters just look really strong because of the anatomy? I mean, that's not a bad thing, though. It's because you're like drawing the muscles and stuff. Soon I'll do some tutorials on like picking and choosing what, like how to show like your anatomy through the skin. But yeah, it's not too bad of a thing. I know what happened here. This needs to come over a little bit. Head's a little thin now, but it's okay because before it was way too thick. Alrighty, I'm going to try maybe this view one more time because I'm struggling with it. I might do 2 of them. Alright. Yeah, this one feels worse. So I'm probably going to draw this one again, but with reference. Maybe once or twice more, and then I'll I'll probably cut the stream. Pretty good stream. What are we at? An hour and a minute. That's not bad. I feel like I got a lot done in that little bit of time, so I'm happy with that. Alright, so this is about the view that I was trying to do. I see where this is already going wrong. Here, let me start this over. Because the line for this is like that. So let's try that again. This is a little too much, I think. It's more like that. And I really do struggle with these, huh? They are hard, though. I feel like every artist struggles with this view. We will draw it until I get it right, and then I will end the stream. Alright, let's try one more. Dang, my mine from imagination was better than this one was, and that's rough because I got a reference here. Oh boy. Alright, let's try again. Alright, so the jaw is like this. So the jaw's like that. I think I figured it out. Okay. Alright, let me draw this bottom half. It's actually more than that. Alright, so this, let me see here. This ends like right about here. So the problem is this isn't going up enough. Okay. So that would put this about here. And then this is here, which gives me more room to pull this back and then up. Alright, and this is going to come in like that. Oops. Somebody's craning their neck like that. It's going to be... Alright, so we got something going like this. And maybe this will probably come a little more in. There we go. That's a little better. Alright, let's try one more time without reference. Actually, I'm going to do a big one so I got more space. Let's take a little bit more of the head than that. It's a rough circle. Let me try one more. Why did it? I don't know. No idea why it did that. So let's... Come on now. Draw a circle, Michael. There you go. That's better. Alright. Oh my gosh. There it goes. It's definitely harder to draw bigger, huh? Let me erase some of this stuff away from the middle because I want to see what this looks like with a clean. Yeah, I would say that that's a pretty convincing head from that angle. What do you think, Andrew? Good one to end on. I'm going to compare it to my reference real quick. My references. Yeah, I think that that's pretty good considering I started off with this one. This definitely has more shape to it. Alrighty. Alright, Andrew. Thanks for sticking around, Andrew, and everybody else who's watching this a little later. I hope you enjoyed. We did a lot, actually. In an hour and 15 minutes, we got the total anatomy done from like a front view and a twisted view as well. So this was pretty good. Next time I'll do a back view as well, and maybe I'll be able to add the biceps, triceps, and the brachialis as well. And then we got in about, I don't know, I think I finished the muscles in, I don't know how much time it was, around the like, oops, that's not what I wanted. Nope. I think we finished the muscles at around 4:45, so in 25-ish minutes I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 heads in. It's pretty good. But anyways, I will try to do another live stream maybe tomorrow in the morning, depending on how easily I get my actual work stuff done. If not, I'll definitely do one Tuesday afternoon, and I will have a new video coming out on Wednesday. So I hope everybody is doing well, hope you're staying safe, and I will catch y'all on the next live stream. Peace.